They're children of the Great Recession, and they are living in their parents' basement. The idea that maybe, just maybe, you could be part of a political revolution is pretty appealing. It's a false promise. But I don't think you tell idealistic people, particularly young people, that they bought into a false promise.
All right. Remember the homework assignment I gave you on Friday, and you did do it, right? The media coverage of that, and I wanted you to compare it to the media coverage Mitt Romney got. A lot of it pretty nasty for the famous 47% remark. 47% in this country get something from the government, so they're less inclined to talk about a guy who wants to rein in the government. You remember all of that and how Mitt Romney came on this very show to say he was inelegant at best. Yeah. All right, so I said if we're going to go to town on Mitt Romney over that, the media, I'm sure, is going to go to town on this. And apparently it didn't happen. Reaction now from Bernie backer, Tezlyn Figaro, a former Bernie Sanders campaign staffer. Tezlyn, very good to have you. Are you surprised this didn't get much media follow-up? I mean, those are pretty damning words. I know where she was coming from. Frustration with the passionate supporters of Bernie Sanders like yourself, but it didn't get a lot of media play.
Well, I mean, I'm not surprised at all. You know, most things that show that the same supporters that you're asking to support you, to later say that they're just basement dwellers, it's not going to get the type of coverage that it should, because we just want to sweep it under the rug, you know, and move on and go to the next topic. But I want to send a real crystal clear message to Hillary Clinton and those who believe in that comment, even Senator Sanders, who said, oh, yeah, it's true, they do live in the basements. I'm right here in Oklahoma City, where I was born and raised. At 17, 18, I went to the military to serve my country, and later on went to Texas with no job, no car, no place to stay, with not a dime in my pocket, and became a business owner, an award-winning business owner, to put people to work. I've never been in a basement. I grew up in Oklahoma City, North Highlands, did not have a parent that could send me off to an Ivy League school to meet Bill Clinton like she did, and I made it. The only time I was in a basement was when I was running from an Oklahoma tornado. So I'm very offended by the comments that she's made, and Bernie Sanders for once again folding like a napkin and agreeing with it instead of pointing it out point blank period that we did believe in a better promise. Oklahoma voted for Bernie Sanders. He won this state. Yeah. And it wasn't because of a false promise. It was because of the hard work that we know we can put into to change this country around.
Does it make you less likely to support her in the general election?
Well, I wouldn't support her in the first place. When I am a capitalist, like I've said before on your show, a business owner through and through. I supported Bernie Sanders not because I'm a socialist, but because I really believe. Who are you
supporting now? I'm sorry.
I'm not supporting anybody at this point. Okay. My job is to sit here and continue to tell people to question Clinton's policies, the same policies that locked my entire generation up here in Oklahoma City during the war on drugs. So this is just further proof that once again she has no respect for Bernie Sanders supporters, and I won't be moving over to the other side. I made my decision when I signed up with Bernie Sanders in the beginning, and unfortunately he hasn't committed on his part.
Do you think, Tezlyn, what she was saying then is frustration with this passionate group of voters, yourself included, who were not keen on her? And the idea after the party convention, when everyone supposedly kumbaya together, was that, well, they weren't keen on Hillary Clinton, but they certainly weren't going to support Donald Trump. So that she kind of since has taken them, maybe by extension voters like you, for granted.
Well, of course, she's taking the African-American vote for granted. It was her firewall during the primary. You won't see too much pandering of that going on, because now she has to focus on the middle class and the white man per se, not women, because she feels she has that on lock. So trying to reach out to young voters with this fake pandering attitude. Last weekend, she said she believed in free college. This weekend, we hear the tape where she didn't believe in free college. You know, so which one is it? We can go back and roll the tapes and look at when Bill Clinton said that people who believed in Obama was a fantasy. So this is just more and more of the same strategy over and over, saying one thing on the left hand and then saying something different on the right. And it's up to American people to make the decision if she's lying or is she truly going to do better for this country.
Man, oh man, remind me not to argue with you in the future. Tezlyn, thank you. You argue your position very well. Tezlyn Figaro, former Bernie Sanders campaign staffer.